Thank you very much for tuning in again. If you've seen the original, the BFD review part 1, you should have at least a basic idea of what BFD2 is all about. If not, you can go check that out. What it is 55 gigs of rare, vintage, and boutique and classic drums. So there's 9 full drum kits that you can choose from, extra snares and extra cymbals, and extra like percussion and things like that. The great thing is, like, you're not just limited to, like, if you have a Pearl Masterworks kit, you can take out the snare and put in a different snare. You can take out the snare from one kit and put it into there. The kick drum, the toms, anything like that. If you want 3 totally different sounding toms, you can do that. And that's amazing because basically, once you get it loaded up, you can take, say, your electronic drum kit, and then you take that to a gig, and then you pop up your laptop or whatever and run your MIDI interface through it, and you're playing out, but you can make it sound like any of those 9 kits you want. You can make it be completely your sound. It's like having 9 drum kits in just one little package. It's insane. It's insane, really, dude. Me personally, I'm not one for, like, I found that perfect sound. I constantly am like, oh, this would sound better with like a more of a vintage, old school. You know what? This would sound good with a terrible kick drum. This would sound good with a great, blah blah blah. And that's where I'm going to with the second part of this review. The expansion packs. Oh, the expansion packs, dude. I don't have them on hand. I'm going to be purchasing them pretty soon. There are several on sale right now at BFD, at FXPansion.com. They are on half price. Some heavy drum kits for like heavy music, heavy metal. There's a Schleisman kit. There's a whole pack of there's 2 packs of snares, just nothing but snares, and they're sampled with brushes, sticks, rods, and I believe even hands, just to give you some diversity. There's percussion expansion kit, where there's just nothing but percussion instruments. There's a jazz and funk with a bunch of brushes and high, it's incredible, man. They've even come out with something new called the Zen. Is that what it's called? Oh, I can't remember, but it's nothing but Zildjian. Gen Z, I believe, is what it's called. It's nothing but cymbals, Zildjian cymbals, and it seems to be like it's going to be groundbreaking, really, really interesting sampling of cymbals. I would highly recommend you check it out. I can't describe it all. It's just, that's how much there is to it. It's incredible. But the expansion packs, with the expansion packs, there's really the limits. There are none. There's no limits. You can do whatever you wanted to do. There's BFD XFL. There's BFD Deluxe. There's BFD Percussion, Jazz and Funk. They have the decatoms, like those ones that are all tuned to a certain frequency. It's just nothing but a bunch of toms that are all tuned to actual notes. I believe that's the way it goes. There's the BFD Taiko, which is like Japanese instruments, percussion instruments. There is BFD Bomb, big orchestral and marching band. That looks like it's going to be pretty incredible. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of some other information to let you know about. The BFD is changed the way that I make music. I used to have to use, because I play by myself, and I told you this already. I keep saying and going over it. I hope I'm not beating a dead horse, but I play all the instruments myself, and so it's impossible for me to play drums and guitar at the same time. But I can program up a drum kit, and so I would program up my MIDI drums into a drum machine, DR5. Boss Roland DR5. I can't remember the company anymore. But I think it's Boss DR5 rhythm section. Doesn't matter. But they would sound like electronic drums, and I could get the feeling to feel like real drums because I could go through and adjust the sensitivity and the velocities and stuff, and it would sound somewhat real. But the actual drum kit sounded horrible, and I was like thinking, man, I wish there would be a program that I could run through that would, I could sample some real drums. And next thing I know, this is actually out. But that was back at BFD 1, which was incredible. I've been keeping track of them, and now that I'm actually a possible dealer, I went ahead and contacted them, And they said, sure, you can be a dealer for us. And so I said, yeah. But what I'm wanted to tell you about in this, and I slip a lot. My brain does not work so well. I'm not the brightest light in the window. But what I was trying to tell you about is that they have, if BFD2 is a little bit out of your price range, they have something called BFD Eco. And that should be more in your price range. I believe it's around 150 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. It is a stripped down version of BFD2. I won't say stripped down as in bad. Like a lot of light versions disable certain features. They changed the interface. It doesn't look like the BFD2 interface like the one that I showed you before. Boom, that one right there. It's very similar. It works in a lot similar functionings. It has, flip that around. It has the mixing board and effects and things like that, and you're good to go with those things. And it's got several drum kits, drum pieces, classic pieces. I noticed the pork pie kit is in there. I don't know what other exact pieces. I don't own that one yet, but I will. And when I get that, I will review it for you too. The great thing about their BFD Eco is that it's fully functional. So if you get BFD Eco for like 150, and then you want to expand it, you can. There's other companies that have light versions, and they've disabled a lot of stuff. They don't come with any symbols or blah, 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 blah. This one, oh, you can't add expansions to their light versions. This one, Eco, you can. You can add the downloadable content, which is fairly inexpensive. On sale, normally they sell for around like $35 to $50. And they're on sale right now until June 30th for like $25. Yeah. No, one of them was actually like 70 because it's half off right now for 35. So yeah, I mean it's like 25 and 35. And there's a ton of them that I'm going to try and pick up, and it's going to be a total of about $200 and something. And I'm going to try and get all of them. Yeah, dude. I cannot wait. That's going to be exciting. But I'll be sure to show you what those sound like if I get those. We're running on 7 minutes, so I got about 7 minutes left to talk before YouTube says that's too much. What I was trying to tell you before in my Medeli review is that I am working on trying to find a way to package up, and I'm going to have to clear it with everybody, make sure no one's going to get upset. Package up BFD2 Eco with Medeli drums. So if you're thinking about getting a Simmons, I'd say don't do that. Because one, Medeli has a kit coming out very, 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 very soon. It's called the DD508DX. It's got all dual zone pads. There's 4 toms, dual zone snare, dual zone hi-hat with choke, 2 dual zone crashes with choke, and dual zone ride with choke, and a kick drum with a big kick drum so you can add in a double bass pedal. To top it all off, the dual zone snare is a mesh head. It's 11 inches. The 3 of the toms are 9 inches, and then the final floor tom is 11 inches. So it's looking more and more like a real kit and feeling more and more like a real kit. So I would say if you're planning on buying like a Simmons or anything like that, hold off for a little bit. On top of that, I'm pretty positive I'll be able to get it for you cheaper than Simmons, and I'm pretty positive I'm going to be able to throw in a free version of BFD Eco. So you'll be started with that. And then from that point on, if you needed more snares, you go online, you can download the snares for, I think it's like $55 for a snare pack. You got more snares. You wanted a whole new jazz maple kit, that I believe that was $50. You download that. The heavy kit, like, oh, I play heavy metal music, I need heavy metal. Well, you go get the heavy kit for like $50. But the heavy kit is like 2 more complete toms and snare kits. I don't think it comes with cymbals, but I do know that it comes with the snares and the toms, and they are awesome. All the BFD stuff is awesome, incredible quality. I'm kind of crouching. I don't know if that comes through here, but yeah. Because I have to do that in order to rotate the camera around and stuff, and the lighting and everything like that. But hopefully that won't detract you too much. Now we're on 10 minutes. So I'm going to try and wrap this up real quickly and just say that if you're thinking about picking up BFD2, I would do it. I would do it. If you're trying to figure out which one to do, I've tried all of them. And to be honest, as a drummer, as a person who played drums in a band, in a couple bands, I've owned several kits. Mapex, I've owned a Pearl kit. My old drummer in my old first band, he had a really nice Pearl export kit with like 5 toms, and I mean, it was a really nice kit. So I've played and I know drum sounds. This sounds the most realistic. The other ones, they can sound, I hate to use the word sterile because that's thrown out a bit, but it's a little too studio. Not that you can't get that studio crispness out of BFD. You can, you totally can. But by default, it sounds more like a real kit sounds like when you're sitting behind a real drum kit, and then you bust out the room sounds, and they sound like you have more control of the mics, you have more control of the mic positioning, you have more control of the mic in the mix. BFD is the way to go, in my opinion. You listen to the different ones and you find out which one you like, but in my opinion, BFD is clearly by far the way to go. And what I love about BFD, and okay, there's other companies that have put out some expansion packs that are like, you know, kind of weird things that bang on a pot or pan. BFD, FXPansion, they are fearless, dude. They know what kind of stuff you're into and how experimental you can get. They're not afraid to throw a bunch of chains and stuff on a kick drum and then bang on that and just to see what that sounds like, and then mic that up and then include that in one of their packs. They're not afraid to take a trash can and just bang on it. It's, you know, 96 different velocities, and throw that in with the pack and stuff that you're already getting, like the BFD percussion. And the BFD Deluxe, no, not Deluxe, 8-bit. 8-bit has got like a lot of great samples from your classic, like if you wanted to sound like a drum machine, they've got that. Other companies are trying to catch up. They're doing some things similar, but I just don't think it compares. And like I said, I've tried them all. I've listened to them all. I've checked them all out. I don't think it compares. I think BFD is dude, seriously, come on, look at this. All right. One, it looks beautiful, but two, you look at the controls you have in your mixer. You know what I mean? Like I said, you've got 3 mics on your snare alone, and you can adjust the panning, the volume of all that, the kick in and out. You can adjust all that. You can adjust the bleeds and all that stuff. It's incredible. The room mics and everything like that. It just can't be touched. Cannot be touched. So, yeah. These are my opinions. You don't have to go with them. You can, by all means, you go with what sounds right to you and what feels right to you. But if you're asking my opinion, yeah, I think BFD2 is the best of them all. I'm sure there may be some other company come along eventually that topples the empire, but for me, that's where it's at. Like I said, I just keep coming back to BFD2. It's my choice. But yeah, I'm going to wrap that up and leave that for you to decide. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this has helped you out, and hopefully if you have any questions, you can just, you know, email me, write me, comment, message from my main page if you want like a real long detailed information, because the comments only allows you so much space, a certain number of characters, whereas if you message me, I can just go on and on and on forever, which might make it worth your while to comment me, because I tend to go on and on forever. I love this stuff. I love talking to you guys. I hope you enjoy the reviews. I hope it's helped. If you need anything else, contact me, man. Let me know. CheapGearGuy. I'm out of here. Have a good one.